Hello and welcome to this episode of House Built. My name is Anders, and in this video I will demonstrate a new feature in Lovable.dev. This feature enables you to define specifically which part of the project you want the AI to focus its energy on. Before, you actually needed to make a more generic prompt, like a request where the AI would take the whole project into account, and you would describe approximately where you wanted the AI to make the edits. But with this new feature, you can simply just visually define a section of your app. It enhances the quality of the output because the AI doesn't have to take the whole project into account. It can really focus on this narrow part of your code base. It also decreases the number of tokens used per request because it doesn't need to take the whole project into account. And it limits the risk of mistakes because before you also risk, you would risk that the AI would suddenly change something in a part of the project that you didn't really intend the AI to focus on. So I think this is really powerful, and it has been a needed feature for a long time. So yeah, I'm just really excited that it's finally integrated now in Lovable.dev. So let me demonstrate how it works. So if you don't know the full process of how to export from Figma and so on, I would recommend watching the first video we created on Lovable. I'll link it down in the description, and you can see how you export it from Figma through the builder.io plugin and then finally into Lovable, and how you make some basic adjustments. But the project here is essentially what we worked on in that first video. It's just a simple ChatGPT-like interface that was built in Figma, then exported to Lovable, and it enables. The idea is simply to have sort of like a ChatGPT AI where you can talk about new ideas. It can help you brainstorm new product ideas. Just to have something to build, like utilizing Lovable's features and possibilities. Okay, so we have this UI now, and we can open the chat window on the left side. And what you would have done before would be to just make a main prompt, after which like the AI would go through your entire project and see where it would need to make some updates. But the new feature, you simply press on the edit button down in the left corner, and it says that you can now select to edit or ask Lovable to modify. So as you can see, you can select either sort of bigger parts, which also have like the sub sections, like the left sidebar, the main area, the right sidebar, or you can go all the way into like specific like even text elements and edit those directly. So besides the AI edit capability, you can also just select, say, a group of buttons. So actually, if we select just one button, it will apply to all of these buttons that share the same component. So in here, you can see we can increase the padding, so we can make them taller or like this. We can make margin. We can change the background, so we get all the default Tailwind CSS background colors. Or we can change the border radius. And if you know Tailwind CSS and the different utility classes they provide, you can even add the utility classes directly. So this is also really powerful. But for now, let's discard these changes. You'll just have to reload. And let's try again, but now using the AI features. So again, if we select these buttons, we can ask Lovable to modify how these buttons look. So let's say, please increase the border radius slightly and turn the background of the buttons into a gradient, going from, please change the icon color to white. Okay, so let's try this first and see what it does. So we have the prompt in and request the AI to make the change. Okay, it says I'll update the project type component to add a gradient background, increase the border radius, and make the icon white. And here we have it. So it's pretty accurate. We have the gradient, we have the new icons, and say we want to. So these buttons indicate different topics you can talk to the AI about. So say we want to increase the number of topics. So in that case, I mean, I haven't tried this myself yet, but I would think we could select this part and then say, please increase the number of topics so that the total number of options is, let's say, 12. Increase the gap between buttons slightly. Center them within the container. Something like that. Let's see what happens. Okay. And as we see, it works pretty well. It has exactly 12 options now. It added some pretty relevant topics like dashboard creation, mobile app creation, software as a service, marketplace. So it already takes everything into context. So and it also centered the buttons in the container. In that case, we should probably also center this text, but I would think we can just do that manually. Let's try to just put text center class and see. Yeah. So that's essentially just a Tailwind class I added manually. I mean, we could also just have asked the AI, but in this case, it's probably easier. And in case you are familiar with Tailwind and would like to just add it, just be able to add some classes manually, you can always go to the Tailwind CSS documentation at tailwindcss.com, go to docs, and essentially you can see all the different utility classes they provide here. So if we need to add anything related to typography, for instance, we can see, okay, so font weight. We have these utility classes, and what you can do is just to copy a utility class like font extra bold, for instance. Just copy it and say we would like this one to be extra bold. We press edit, press here, and then we add. It already has font normal, so the best practice is to just replace font normal with font extra bold and press save, and then the font will be extra bold. All right, something I would actually like to do is to reverse this gradient, because it's like right now it seems a bit old school, a bit sort of 3D, like like how you made buttons in the early 2000s. So let's, just for the fun of it, just try to select the button class and just ask the AI to please, like, to reverse the gradient. I just want to see if the AI actually understands a command like that. So let's see. And that actually seemed to work just fine. Okay, so what else can we try to do? We can do some smaller tweaks first. Okay, we have, say we have the projects here, which should be a project list. So let's actually see what the AI is able to contextualize. So say we want to just have like a dummy list of existing projects, and we would also like to turn this button into the same style as these buttons, and we would like to center the plus. So let's see how much it can actually understand. Select it and say complete the following objectives. Add dummy projects widen the menu slightly. Change color of plus button to the same styling as the main button group we just added the gradient to. Let's just see if it understands. And center the plus within the button. Perhaps swap it out with an actual plus icon rather than text, because I think it's probably easier to center an SVG than a plus text due to line height and things like that. At the bottom of the sidebar, there should be an additional menu enabling things like signing out, basic settings, and anything else that might be relevant. Add icons using an icon library of your own choice. Something like that. So let's see. I don't expect it to understand everything. I'm sure there'll be some bugs because it's a rather complex prompt with a lot of changes, but let's see how far it goes. Okay. This is actually not bad. The plus is perfectly centered. It added the menu with some relevant menu items. It only added one of these, but we can quite easily fix that. So overall, I would say it looks good. It also widened the menu. So let's say we want to just have some more. Okay. So it made a mistake. It added everything correctly, but it did it in a horizontal layout rather than a vertical layout. So I guess we can just fix the project list layout so it's vertical rather than horizontal. I guess we disagree on this one. Let's see how we can fix this. I mean, this is the I guess this is the current limitation of AI, that sometimes there will be some hallucination or it won't really understand the full context of everything. I expect this to rapidly improve once the base models improve. So something like Lovable is already very advanced, and it will basically become more advanced automatically as the base models advance, and the AI will be way better at interpreting things. Like, imagine Lovable would integrate with Grok 3, for instance. Once the API for Grok 3 becomes available, it will instantly also be way more capable based on the current benchmarks of Grok 3 compared to some of the other models. Okay, let's see if we can fix this somehow. And say all projects currently appear as a horizontal scrollable list. Please list projects vertically instead. Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta keep digging a bit and asking the AI that is actually not doing things correctly, and eventually it might actually discover the bug. So let's see. Yeah, and now it works. So now we have the full list of dummy projects, and I think we can go a bit deeper actually and try to add some more functionality to this part. So I would like to see something like a contextual menu on each on each project item. So you can do some settings like deleting a project or editing the name or anything relevant. So in that case, we simply select the specific class of a project, and then we can prompt something like add contextual menu to each project item, delete and rename, but feel free to add other relevant functions as well. Then we can say that it can use like a library, like I use Shadcn for a lot of the front end components I normally work with, because it's like a very flexible framework, and it already has all this functionality for contextual menus and so on. So we can say please use Shadcn for the contextual menu triggered by pressing an icon in the right side of the project item. Okay, so I think this should be sufficient, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's go out of the edit mode and see. So basically now when you hover on a project, you'll see there is like the contextual icon showing. You can press it, and I recognize the Shadcn component. Of course, it should be aware of like dark mode and so on, but that's an easy fix. So it chose to, of course, put the rename. It also figured that duplicate could be a good option to have. Add to favorites, archive, and of course delete. So I actually agree with these choices. These are very relevant contextual functions to have for a particular project. So this is all great. Let's see if there are other things we would like to do. I mean, I would like to, of course, change these, like the red colors, into the color scheme that we changed the buttons into. I'm actually impressed on how well it understands prompts now, and how it can contextualize it into the overall app. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool, and it makes it so much easier now that we can edit individual parts of the project. And just one last thing, like we have the Tailwind CSS, we can easily add the classes manually. I would also advise to check out just Google Shadcn, and you can find the documentation. Press components, and here you can see the different default components that's part of the Shadcn library, like calendar, for instance, or let's say you can have a drawer where you can add like a drawer that opens up from the bottom. Like there's so many different very simple components that are just very intuitive and just make so much sense. And of course you can still tweak the look of each component. Sona is also really powerful. Like it shows the toast in the lower right corner. Like you can add notifications to your projects and so on. So essentially, what I usually do is I just find the components I like, and then I say, okay, in Lovable, please use the Shadcn Sona component, for instance, to make the notifications. So Lovable would automatically know how to implement this into the front end. So that's really powerful as well. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you see the potential in this new feature from Lovable.dev. It's definitely a feature I've been wanting for a long time, so it's great to see that it's finally happening, and I hope other agentic-based AI development services like Replit and Bold.new will follow pretty soon, because in my opinion it's pretty crucial to be able to define specifically where you want changes to be made. We'll be back very soon with more content like this, so stay tuned and hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. That will help us a lot. And also, if you didn't sign up for Lovable yet, there is an affiliate link that you can use down below. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.